Welcome, brothers and sisters. Y'all see the title. It's vital. But man, you know, it's crazy out here, man. You know, because we rely so heavily on the science of others, we find ourselves in a quagmire. We find ourselves in a a sad state of affairs. You know, we rely too heavily on the science of others. And we know his science to be the attempt to explain all things in the absence of spirituality. You know, now everything does have its place, but man, when you remove the spirituality from something, this is why the world is in the state that it's in. This is why men are killing each other. This is why all things are happening, because not we, but they have attempted to remove the spiritual component out of everything, or attempt to explain all things using science. And we find ourselves in a quagmire. You know, we're out here running to get this vaccine. I mean, not me, not the brothers and the sisters, but they're trying to get this vaccine in their arm because they rely too heavily on science. You know, the white man's science cannot save you. You know, you're gonna have to get in touch with higher forces in this world. You know, and beyond this world. And it's unfortunate that the world is the way it is. The world has been flipped upside down, and many of us don't understand why it is the way it is. It's because of his science. It's because of his attempt to explain all things in reality and beyond, you know. And now he has put himself in a position of God. He is, once you go down this road, then you make yourself a god. Now you got to try to come up with cures. You got to try to come up with vaccines. You got to come up with all these things because you know you rely too heavily on the science. But the Most High is with us. For the Lord spoke thus to me with a strong hand, and instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people, saying, do not say a conspiracy concerning all this, that this people call this a conspiracy, nor be afraid of their threats, nor be troubled. The Lord of hosts, let him be your fear, let him be your dread. It will be as a sanctuary. But a stone is stumbling over rocks, over fits, took over the house of Israel as a trap and a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And many of them shall stumble, they shall fall, be snared and taken, bound up in the testimony. Seal the law. But That was scriptures, you know. But as I stated, man, we focus too heavily on his science. And because of that, we have come up with all kinds of medications. We have come up with all kinds of vaccines. We have come up with all kinds of machinations. All of these things because, you know, we lack spirituality. Like when you see a a African tribe and they're running around half naked, and we're assuming that they they are primitive. They're primitive people. They are you know they're a third world and all of the and all of these things because they don't have all the mechanizations and all the science that the so-called white man has. But you got to remember, these people are ancient. A lot of these people are ancient. They've been down these roads before, which is why they live in the primitive state that they do. They've been down these roads. They've invented things. They've seen worlds come and worlds go, you know. But as I stated, man, we rely, the black men and the society at large relies too heavily on his mechanizations, his medicines, his sciences, his educational system, you know, in absence of spirituality, separation of church and state, you know, and that's just unfortunate because once you separate the church, I mean, that's a quote. I say that in quotations. Y'all do understand what I'm saying, but it's unfortunate because now we got to deal with these issues, and we have to deal with the fact that when we look at the BAW, we look at our women. I mean, their women that just look like us, you know, and they're just caught up in the quagmire, and there's no way to pull them out of this. They're going down that road. It's like you climbed all the way up a hill, and now you took your skis up the top of a hill. You walked up the top of the hill. Now you just ski shooting down. It's like, hey, you're going too fast for anyone to stop you, man. You're going so fast you don't have time to think. You got to think, split second, thoughts. And that's just not enough time to think. And now we're caught up in this quagmire. But as I stated, because of the mechanizations of men, we assume that these are things that we should be pursuing. We assume that the BAW, she has mental problems and she needs some type of medicine. She doesn't need medicine, man. She might need an exorcism, but she doesn't need medicine. That is years and years and years of eating the wrong foods. And of the things that you put into your body, they nourish in a certain way, whether good or bad. And the things that you put into your mind, the things that you accept in your mind as factual, they determine who you are as a person. They determine your mental state. And a lot of these women, they are They have demons on them. They have wicked spirits on them. They literally have demons on them. But because science has to define these things as mental disorders, these are demons in these women and these men. They have demons in them, and the only thing that could cure those demons is not the medicine. Like I said, we accepted these things. We accepted the mechanizations of men. We accepted the fact that these are mental disorders. And once a man finds something as a disorder, then he goes about trying to find a way to cure said mental disorder. And he's taking, this chemical, that chemical. He's mixing a soup, a batch of garbage, and then he's injecting it into your body. And that his mechanizations have side effects. But there's a true cure for these spiritual attacks that many of these people are under, man. You got to think that, like, when you see somebody walking down the street and all of a sudden a bunch of wickedness goes through your head, you know what I mean? Like, imagine you just walking down the street and you can see the thoughts that are swirling around in people's mind, the mechanizations of their thoughts, how they calculate, how they how they see things. You can read their body language. It's just a very hard thing. But those are the things that that's that mental food, what they've accepted as true, what they've accepted as fact. Now we find ourselves in a quagmire, because now, man is concerned with vaccines. Like I said, he doesn't understand that what's actually happening in this world is a plague of the Most High. The plagues are on this nation. But because man always attempts to explain things from a scientific perspective, we do know that he's then going to try to come up with a cure to stop it. But your arms are not long enough. Your arms too short to box with the Most High. Your arms are just not that long, brother. I mean, to these Gentiles, your arms are not long enough. You don't even understand what you're looking at. What you call CV-19, we call the plague. And it's a plague on this nation. You got to go back to when all of this stuff started. You got to go back and look at the stars and see what happened. I could do a video on all of that. You got to understand what happened in the stars when this plague came down on this planet. See, they know what's going on, but they'll never tell the general public, because they don't want the general public. I'll tell you what happened anyway. I'm just going to give you a little taste. Around March 2020, a signal hit this planet. They're calling it SG1, SRV, something goofy mess like that. But a certain signal hit this planet, and that signal repeats itself every 16 days. like clockwork. This is a signal from outer space. And when that signal hit this planet, that's when a lot of people started going crazy because they knew that their time was up. They knew it was over for them, you know? And, but that's not going to stop them from trying to go back to normal. You know, why you think all of a sudden these crazy Karens are coming out of nowhere and they're attacking BAWs, they're attacking black people all over the place. They know that their time is up, man. And that's a spiritual, they are under they're under a spiritual curse, man. I told you the mechanizations that you have accepted as true, the Most High is laying waste to those things. He's laying those things to waste. And because they can no longer count on their mechanizations, they can no longer count on their politicians, they can no longer count on their job, they can no longer count on their science, they can no longer count on their medications. They are literally losing their minds. Fortunately for us, we was built for this, and now we understand that, we were going through those things because we were about to evolve. But the one thing that we must understand is that, we're about to go into the fifth dimension, man. And in the fifth dimension, you can't take none of this crap with you, you know. You can't take none of your foul and wicked ways with you. You gotta, you gotta leave that here, man. You can't go there being a devil, you know. You can't be a devil there, you know. The fifth part, we're in the fourth part right now. This your last chance, I'm not even sure if you have a chance because once the plagues are here, that means your time is up. So, you know, like I said, the four angels. The brothers and the sisters know what I'm talking about. But like I said, man, we look at this. We look at our women. We assume that they need medication, but in fact, they need to exercise those demons. Those are demons. We look at the 2/3. We look at a lot of black men out there killing each other randomly. Just, those are devils. Those are curses on them, those people. Or those are, the 2/3. Y'all about to receive severe punishment in the near future because you have sided with these other nations. You sided with them. Their God and your God are the same. Y'all got the same God. Never think that because they got a hold of your books that the God that they worship is the same God that's of the book. We can't assume that. They're not worshiping the same God. They're using your books to create a religion, but the God of the book is not the God they worship. Now they figured out that their God no longer has power, and the Most High has turned off their power. Now we getting our power back, and I hope that all of you are ready for that power. And like I said, when you go into this fifth part, as we go into this fifth part, you got to leave all of those all of those wicked things behind. You got to leave all them bad habits. You can't enter the gate with all of that foolishness, all of that nigga nonsense that black people be on. You know, I truly do hope that we understand, because again, we can't wait. A lot of us can't wait to get that vaccine in their arm because they believe that they're going back to normal. The Most High is not a fool. The Most High is righteous, and 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 the things that we have done, the things that we have sacrificed, will not be in vain. You know, man. Like I said, man, she doesn't need Ritalin. She doesn't need all of these drugs. She just needs to understand who the Most High is. You know, she needs to understand who her God is, because she been worshiping a false God. She been worshiping a false God. And because of that, those curses are on her. And a lot of them are not going to give up their God. They're going to go to hell with their God. They're going to, and unfortunately, they're going to take a lot of you Negroes with them. Y'all are going, y'all just pack your bags up, because y'all going to follow them directly to the gates of hell. They're going to take you with them. All that mark of the beast, was that other God that they were worshiping. We sitting around. I mean, a lot of us sitting around thinking like they gonna have this mark. They gonna have this this stamp put on them or something like that. They think, or a chip, or microchip, or they, a lot of people is talk about the vaccine as the mark of the beast. No, the mark of the beast already here. It already happened. It's his false doctrine. It's his false religion and his false image. That is not the image of our God, not the God of the book. So, man, I truly do wish, I do pray that all of you are doing well. That you love the Most High, the Most High is righteous. Never forget that. That's your Father. The Father, he can be stern. He can be just like you can be stern with your kids. See, this is why they removed the fathers. This is why your women couldn't wait to remove them fathers from the home. Them fathers was too stern. They wanted to be able to run around and do whatever they wanted. So they had to get rid of those men. See, because they know a man is not going to let you do whatever you want in his house. He's not going to let you be wicked. He's not going to let you get away with that murder, that wickedness. You women do know and understand that all of those abortions that y'all had, that information was leaked on the dark web, right? Y'all do know they hacked into the Planned Parenthood and all of these abortion websites, and they put all that information on the dark web. So don't think that you about to get away with all those murders that you committed, all of those babies that you slaughtered, all that bloodletting. See, because now the time is short for these devils, and they're gonna let as much blood spill as they can. They trying to take as many of you with them. because his time is short, you know. But I hope that y'all preparing for the new year. Beautiful. I mean, it's gonna be beautiful for us, but it's not gonna be beautiful for a lot of Negroes, because they've already chosen sides. They've decided that they're gonna go with the science. You know, they gonna roll up their sleeves and get that jab. They gonna do, you know, they gonna volunteer their I mean, you got to think about it. Hank Aaron was 80 something years old. Why the hell would he get the vaccine? Why would you get the vaccine? Because he wanted to go back to normal, you know? He wanted to go back to normal, being on the bottom, you know? That's what he wanted. A 84-year-old man. If you 84 years old, you've lived a pretty good life. Why are you getting the vaccine? You know? If I'm 84 years old, ain't no way on, I mean, I'm nowhere near 84 years old. and and I would never uh get that thing put in me. But he wanted to show the you man with the most high. Now, what they call CV, the most high calls something else. And he is in charge, and ain't nothing you can do, you know? And there's nothing you can do to stop what the most high is doing. If the most high decides he wants to stop it, I mean, it's just a reprieve. You know, he'll stop. He could slow it down. All y'all get y'all feelings. All y'all think that, you know, lull yourselves into a false sense of security. Then you never know, man. There has been no year that you can recall that's been like 2020, and I should tell you some things. Around March, also, there was, I don't remember what the exact number is. I think it was 24 simultaneous volcanic eruptions right after that signal hit this earth. It was something like 23 or 24 simultaneous volcanic eruptions happened on this planet at the same time. Now y'all can go look this up around sometime in March. I mean, I got it documented somewhere, but you know, like I said, the brothers and the sisters, you know, they keep thorough records of all these things that are going on. But like I said, many of us are, you know, they don't understand, man. They don't understand. They just can't wait to go back to normal, man. They can't wait to go back to normal. I mean, I want to know how you feel, man. Are you trying to go? What are you trying to do? What is, you know, what is normal to you? I mean, because I know a lot of Negroes who got a lot of money, and even though they're still on the bottom, they're pretty comfortable in being on the bottom. You know? I mean, it's okay because they got theirs, but you know, the rest of their people is living in squalor. You do understand that this is a whole planet, right? This is a whole planet. This planet was for everybody. This planet, it was for everybody. And then one group of people decided that they were gonna decide that they were gonna steal everybody else's land and divvy it up whatever way they feel like they want to divvy it up. Rename this, put a map, put a line here. This is your part, this is your part. We'll take these resources. Y'all don't need these resources. This, give us that. We want this. We want that. I mean, that gotta really piss you off, doesn't it? Cause where's your land at, black man? You know, but you ready to go back to normal? Where you don't even have your own land, where you make decisions. You know, that's gotta, that's gotta, that's gotta, that's gotta. I mean, at least black men don't know where their land is, cause they don't know where they came from. Imagine this. When your child goes back to school, he's going to be learning all kinds of history lessons. He's going to be learning everybody else's history except for his own. He's going to be learning what this Asian history, white history, he's going to be learning all kind of history, Indian history. He's going to be learning every single kind of history except his own. And they're going to be giving him tests. They're going to be sitting him down and doing like competition, like quizzes and competitions with other students. And they're going to say, oh, well, what was the Boston Tea Party? The War of 1812. He's going to be, they're going to be feeding your kids a bunch of malarkey, a bunch of lies, Man, does that doesn't affect the Negro who is ready to get back to normal, man. He just want to go back to normal, man. He want to go back to normal. What's normal, man? That's normal for him, man. Sending his kids like a lot of these women, they can't wait to send their kids back to this. They have sold you out. They have sold you out. Like I said, brothers, man, I gotta make a decision, man. You don't have forever. You don't have forever, man. On that note, I want to say peace. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you think. Get on the 5 steps and adopt the moral code.